Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing a little tutorial about how to dye your hair at home. Yes, you can achieve it at home, but you just have to take certain precautions, such as taking a little tester. So do use a little bit of the hair dye on the back of your wrist to check 24 hours prior if you're going to be allergic to it. I'm a qualified hairdresser, so I kind of know what I'm doing, but at the same time, you know, every result goes differently, so there is no guarantee that it's going to work necessarily, but it's going to work as best it can. If you're really planning to lift your hair to a certain level of blonde, or sort of like a very lightish color from a very dark color, it is either you're gonna have to repeat the process in between the space of a few weeks, or you can do this by baby lights and just gradually build up on it. Okay, so without further ado, let's get to it. So first of all, I picked up this blonde highlighting kit, which is a permanent high strength blonde kit, light brown to dark brown hair. It looks like this. This is the actual results that are possible if you have any of these with these bleach kits. This is going to be my first time from the actual Superdrug store to actually see if their brand works well. I hope it does. And also I picked up this L'Oreal Excellence Cream Triple Care 100% coverage L'Oreal Paris hair dye. I have previously dyed my hair with just the hair dye to make it a lot lighter than what it previously was, which I'm going to show you somewhere around here. Because I have actually used this before to lighten up my hair, I have had highlights in my hair before, sort of like a balayage, and it was getting really dark at the top of the root. So what I did was I bought this color and I simply just applied it on my hair, and it instantly brightened the hair to very light brown, which I have at the moment. And it is very, very light. It's just that in this lightning on this video currently doesn't actually show. I strongly recommend that you usually pick the most blondest shade, which is probably a 10.21 or a 9 or a 10 or 11, so that way you can achieve a better look without actually using bleach. If you want to really achieve a lighter look, it is always best to use some sort of a bleaching kit and then go over it with a hair dye over it to act as a toner and to even out everything else. In this case, I am using the bleaching kit first, and then I'll be using the same color that I previously used. Every time I bleach my hair, there can be so many different complications, as well as your hair. So you have to bear that in mind, that sometimes the first time you do it, it might not be perfect. The second time it may get better. And the third time it just, you know, works out the way you want. My hair kind of looks like this at the moment. Now section my hair, and you can actually use, if you just use this type of comb, this will be very helpful for you guys, because obviously it will help you with your sectioning with the tip and also with parting with this. So it's definitely a must-have when you're doing any type of highlights. So I'm just gonna part it in the middle. You could possibly part it where you usually part your hair, so you can part it here, you can part it here, anyhow you like, but I suggest that you do part your hair in the middle so everything is even, and even if you do move around, then it's still going to sit in place, rather than if you was to part it here and you put it over, you would always have to sit your hair in that place for certain colors to show through. So I suggest that you part it in the middle, and it's always a winner for me. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to part it in the middle, and I'm going to be using little clips that I can section off my hair. So if you can imagine 4 parts to your head would be great. So I'm going to take this section, brush it, and literally go from here down to sort of behind my ear, which is going to look like this. So I'm going to part the front of my hair like this to the front, and then leave the rest at the back because I want to frame my face with more blonde. Therefore, I'm going to be applying more highlights to the front and then just gradually build a little bit from the back, and then I'll go in with the color. So I'm just going to part it in 4 sections. Just brush it down, and this is the way it's meant to look. And you clip it away. Now that my hair is ready, it comes with the bleach powder. Now, it doesn't actually show what volume this peroxide is. The stronger the volume, obviously, the more of bleaching effect you're gonna get. It also comes with silver toning conditioner. Also coming in with the instructions, how long you should leave it on and what can you do and how to go about it. It also comes with a brush and some gloves, so you're covered there, and it comes with a tin like this, so it's going to help you to mix all of those things together. What a cheek, I for some reason didn't get any gloves in this box, although it says with the gloves provided. Basically what I thought was gloves is a folded cap plastic that you actually put over your head while you're processing your hair. But for some reason there are no gloves. So luckily I have this hair dye to give me those gloves from here. Prepare foil. It doesn't have to be neat. It can be as, you know, best way to do it is measure your hair length and go by that. And I'm hoping that this is going to be long enough. So it doesn't have to be necessarily neat, but it's got to be, you know, roughly in like a longish sort of rectangle. There's not really much of this bleach, so I don't think I'll get far. I should have probably got 2 boxes. I'm going to be taking my brush, well, my comb, and I'm going to be just sectioning this part away from my face. I'm going to do thicker highlights at the front because that's where I want majority of the bleach. So I'm just going to grab it and go in and sort of weave through the hair like so, and pick out the hair like this. So you can see there are gaps in between the hairs. Picking out the hair in out, doing this motion in out, and then take the first layer of the section and put the bleach on top, and so on. Also do a thinner section, but because I want it quite thick, I just don't mind to have a thicker section and just go over it. I'm gonna take this foil, wrap it around like so, just behind it, and I'm going to curve it in. Make sure you keep the hair nice and firm, holding on, gripping on to the actual foil, and then apply the bleach all the way to the actual root. And what you can do is simply just bring it up and mush it down into this. Try to make it as even as possible and do the same steps throughout the front of your hairline as well as the rest of your hair. So you just fold it all the way up to the root, just to really cover it in, to secure it in. You fold the edges and sort of mush it down, and that's how you do it, guys. So you go all the way around, and then once you finish, you leave that to keep going and concentrate on the rest of your hair. So I'm gonna continue, and when I get to the half, I will show you a few more strands. Okay, so I did half of my head now, which looks like this, and I got it in foil, so I better work fast because it does develop quick. I also need to time it, so I'm thinking of possibly checking this side when I finish with this side, because obviously this is going to develop much quicker, so I might need to wash this off before this, but not too much time apart. So I still continue, so I do take little by little sections of hair like this, and from there you have your strand of hair. Gonna brush it down and then weave your brush like this. So I'm trying to see if you can see it. Weave your brush through as much as you can. So and there we are. So it looks like this, and we keep the pressure pulling the hair down so the actual foil stays on, and then you put the bleach on. So I do put quite a bit of amount, especially from the top, because that's where is the darkest, and that's where I want to bleach it a little bit more so I can have more lighter shade there. Hopefully it's not gonna get too patchy and too much of a difference, but I'm still hoping to then tone it out with the toner and possibly the hair dye on top, or just the hair dye on top. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to go with, but this is how you basically make sure that you cover everything. And once you get to a set like this, it's always best to then turn it over and fold it like this. But the best way obviously is to put the hair back up and start again from the same place and do exactly the same like I showed you previously, and just go and weave through and work your way up, which then is a little bit easier. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that without literally boring you and making this video extra long, and I'm going to show you the ending result of this. Okay guys, so it looks pretty light. I just washed it. Obviously it's a little, you know, quite bleached around this area, but it seems to be quite even. Like this strand, for example, it's pretty even. And I never really wanted it too bleached, if that makes sense. I wanted it to be sort of golden kind of looking rather than very heavy bleached type of hair, because I do believe that it's kind of washing me out a bit too much. So I usually tend to go for more slightly goldy tones and a little bit of ash, so it's mixed and combined together, so it creates a very nice blonde, so it's not too ashy and it's not too gold where it's too shiny. If you are going to do it, be prepared to like really like get in there and really try to see it in your mirror, because it is definitely not an easy job to do. So basically this is the way it looks now. It looks a little bit patchy, so you can see the color is not too bad. Okay, so this is how my hair looks now. It's a little bit all over the place, and it doesn't quite show up on camera what color it actually is, but it looks really, really golden in real life. I'm about to apply the color now, so I'm going to make sure that I first apply it on the roots, because obviously it's going to act as my toner as well, and also my roots are much darker than the rest of my hair, so I want to brighten that up first before I apply it to the rest of the hair. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to apply it for the roots, leave it on for about, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then I'm going to put it for the roots and leave it for another 10-15 minutes. So what I'll do, I concentrate on this. I just create 2 lines and then I rub it downwards. And just make sure that I cover all of it all the way down through each line. So each line that I do, I make sure that I brush all the way down and cover it from the root. So I just spray it literally onto my hair. So this is the final look, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I will now show you how it looks styled and in daylight, so you can really see the result of before and after. Hi guys, it's the morning of after bleaching and dyeing my hair last night, and this is literally the results. So it looks pretty good all the way down. I can't complain. I have slightly a little bit more blonde here than here, but I do not mind because I can always redo the process and try to bleach a little bit more strands around this area. But so far so good. I'm pretty happy with it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.